Hi guys, today is 20th of December and I'm ready to start my third decade of December and the final decade in this year 2025. I would like to start this video with my recent finish, which is Holiday Village from Dimensions. I framed it and now it is yet another addition to my Christmas decor in our house. I frame it myself, so it isn't perfect, but I like it. It is the store-bought frame of kind of aged wood and ivory and framed with gold. I think it suits this picture pretty well. I frame without glass, as you can see. There's no glare here. Firstly, because I added decorative elements. I added beads instead of French knots to the design, and if there was a glass, it would be pressing onto the picture, and maybe it wouldn't look as nice. And secondly, because I broke the glass when I was taking it out before framing. So that's that. So the first massive, I would say, grand Christmas finish is ready, and I hope you like it, because I certainly do. We haven't found a place to hang it yet, so it just kind of stands on our mirror in the living room. But by Christmas, we're gonna do it. I would like to start the third decade of December with gold collection from Dimensions. It is called Romantic Floral, a design by famous Lena Liu. I like her works. I think she is a very, they are a very talented designer. I started this kit in 2022. I remember that I saw so many people stitching it, and I was so mesmerized with this kit. I like it. It aligns with all the things that I like. It's just the flowers, the music, and the background. It just reminds me of some royal chambers and something like that. And I do like the historical themes when it comes to cinema, to books, to my hobbies. That's why I liked it. I think I got it as a Christmas present in 2022, and I couldn't wait to start it. It was the Christmas present from my husband. He's not that into stitching, but he gets more and more involved in it. Now he knows everything I have, everything I stitch, because he's like the person behind the productions. So yeah, this project is only 34% through. It isn't the largest kit from Dimensions. It's just around 33k stitches, including full stitch, back stitch, and half stitch. This is yet another piece that stitches like it just flies. Whenever you start stitching it, it just flies. And sometimes I wish that I just took it and then I finish it, but then I remember that I have 50 more projects to give my attention to, and I have to like take it away from me. Another reason for that, it just I have this thing that you start stitching something and then you just can get enough of it, but then it comes the point when you get too fed up with it. I mean, it wouldn't be fed up with it. It's just you get too filled with it, and then you postpone it for the years to come. And I don't want it to happen. I don't want this to happen with this kit. It's been in my processes for 3 years now, and I just did like one third of it, and it isn't fair. This time I'm going to show you the full the preview. So I'm somewhere here in the right corner, so I'm gonna be moving up in my favorite manner. So I'm gonna go like maybe like this. Maybe I'm going to go a bit more into the flowers. Probably this way. I'm gonna do this block. Well, I'll try to do it. The stained glass. I don't know. It's a window or maybe it's a door. Who knows? Probably a window. It looks. I think it is a stained glass window. Maybe it might be something different. So it's so amazing. It's like it is just a mixture of different colors and different stitching techniques, but you can see those crystals hanging from the chandelier. So weird, so mind-blowing and captivating. That's why we like cross-stitching, right? So yeah, we'll see what's gonna happen in these upcoming 10 days with the Christmas holidays and the New Year's. Who knows? Maybe I'll finish it. Just kidding. 10 days flew by just like a second. Christmas holidays already past us, but the New Year's is still ahead of us. Today is the 30th of December and we're just a day away from New Year 2026. Who knows what it's gonna bring. And I'm ready to show you my 10-day progress. First of all, I would like to apologize for my voice. I hope it's not gonna be too annoying for you, but I caught cold and I'm still recovering, so bear with me. And my progress on Romantic Floral was quite significant. I'm not gonna tell you the percentage, but I'm gonna show it closer so you can see where I was working. As I promised, I was working in this area, so I moved up the stained glass window and I touched a little bit of this beautiful rose, or maybe it's I think it's a rose. It's not a, maybe it's a peony. Yeah, probably a red peony. So I did a little backstitch. Primarily, I was focusing on the window, so the major part is half stitch. But then I couldn't resist this flower. It is so vibrant, and I don't know why. Maybe it's the Christmas vibes, but I just wanted to stitch in red, and the colors here are so beautiful. In the flowers, by the way, there aren't many blends. As far as I remember, there are only 3 solid colors, and maybe there aren't even many blends. The violet ones, the blends, the other colors are solids, but the outcome, as usual, is majestic. I have a few flosses hanging, but these are that I'm backstitching with, and I didn't want to cut them off. So I think I progressed by 3%. Yeah, it is somewhere near 38% through, but still a lot of work to be done. Well, considering the fact that it is a larger piece. But as I said before, it stitches so well that you don't even notice the size of it. The next project on my list is going to be Winter Lantern. It is a designer pattern from Елена Lartsova, but in my case it is a printed canvas pattern. I am almost like 35% through it. I haven't done any backstitching yet. on printed canvas, I prefer to do the stitches, or maybe, I don't know, time will tell how I'm gonna move. I've told you before that I prefer to move from bottom to the top, but in this case the pattern is pretty small. It is sad that it's gonna be 21 by 30, but I'm not really sure if it's the final result or just the size of the canvas. This is how it's gonna look. Pretty cute, I would say. But one of the disadvantages of stitching this pattern is that when you work in these areas surrounding the lantern, you cannot actually say what you're working at, because it is the background and it is pretty watercolor-ish. But other than that, it is pleasant to work on, even though it has too many colors for such a small pattern. It has 46 colors. They vibrant, but I would say dusty. They are a bit ragged now because I've been stitching it for a while. I think I started it last winter. Maybe it was the late 2024 or the early 2025. I didn't have a good digital pattern for it because my application was kind of capricious about it. But then I converted it into another pattern, into another program, and now it's moving on fastly. I was hoping to finish it by Christmas time, but I don't think I'm gonna manage to do that because there are like 6,000 or 7,000 stitches left. Maybe by New Year's, who knows? But I'm not really sure about it. In 10 days. Yeah, I could have probably finished it in 10 days, but that would mean that I wouldn't be giving any time to other projects of mine. So we'll see what's gonna happen in 10 days on Winter Lantern. Winter Lantern here from Elena Lertsova also got some, I would say, noticeable progress, and I must say that I a little bit misled you because I thought that I'm gonna be focusing on the full stitch and leave the back stitch for the end, but then I decided to outline. Hold up, I'm gonna make it a little closer. To outline these beautiful leaves and berries, and I must say the power of backstitch can be underestimated. It gives so much life. Otherwise, it was just something bleak, something kind of a watercolorish, and you couldn't even. You could make out the lantern because of the lights, but other than that, it wasn't that obvious what is depicted on this pattern. I don't remember if I got to the 50% with this kit, because I don't have it in my on my tablet. It's on my phone and I'm using it to film. But I think it's over 40%. It's even noticeable. The trick with the printed canvas lies in the fact that you are usually distracted by the colored background, because it seems like you cannot distinguish which part is already filled with stitches and which is not. But I was progressing it, was trying to progress it quite evenly so that you don't get distracted with much of the printed background. And it turned out great. I think it turned out great. Yes, I plan to make it another New Year's finish, but as I said, you know, the festivities, they took a lot of time and effort and strength, and our family is visiting. So I didn't have quite as much time as I would like to dedicate to stitching, but it's okay. You know, stitching is just a hobby, and you have to spend the time with family and friends and loved ones, because that's the most precious that you have. So yeah, I'm going sorry, I'm gonna show it to you a bit closer. I don't remember, maybe at the end there are gonna be French knots somewhere in these berries, but I don't think, once again, I don't know, maybe I'm gonna skip them, because the berries look absolutely stunning without anything additional in it. You know, another interesting part, well, that's all thanks to the effort from the designer. You don't have to use many colors of backstage. That's probably one thing that I dislike most, when you have to use too many colors of backstage to give the desired to achieve the desired texture, to highlight whatever you want to highlight. In this case, there are only two colors of backstage, black and white, and all of them, I don't remember, no, I don't remember about white because I haven't tried it yet, but the black backstitch is done in one strand, no matter which part you're stitching, and it also helps to progress the piece faster. I don't know, I dedicated so much time to this smaller pattern of all, but I think it deserves it. And I know that I said that I won't probably get the other lanterns from the designer, but now I'm kind of doubting that. Who knows, maybe after I finish this one I'm gonna buy a spring lantern. But I think it is beautiful. The next piece we'll be working on this decade will be Madonna with grapes. It is a reproduction, but after Maynard's painting. It is from brand Golden Arc. It is also a museum collection, and it's going to be pretty large because it is 47 by 33 centimeters. Well, there is the size also indicated in inches, 18.9 by 13.2. So it has around 66 or something like that thousand stitches, but even though this cross stitch has not a single stitch of back stitch, too many stitches in one sentence, it looks so realistic. Initially I started from the middle because I was craving to start it, and I didn't want to grid the canvas all the way to the bottom. That's why I started with the face of this baby boy, and the moment I finished the eyes, the transition, the colors, it seems like there are so many different shades of white and creamy and like ivory hues, but when you put it a bit away, you can see a real person's face. And even here, if you look at this, when I was stitching it felt like it was a mixture of green shades without any meaning. But now it looks like the baby is sitting on a kind of a velvet cushion. So that's the magic. I started this kit back in 2021, and I've had so many attempts at finishing it, because in its core the pattern itself is extremely simple. To prove what I mean, I did this outline. It's probably the head cover that the Madonna has, and all this space is filled with a chocolate brown floss color. So it's like thousands and thousands of stitches of the same color. And since I did this outline, I don't actually have to look into the pattern to continue stitching it. And any other, maybe the faces, the faces and the grapes maybe were the most meticulous parts of this stitch, because of the mixture of colors, because it had to give out, I mean, to visualize the facial features, the textures. Other than that, the clothing, the background, it's all just simple. One more point. I mean, I've said that I don't mind working with any kind of floss, but in this case, the floss length is a bit too short, and especially considering if you have such large pieces stitched in one color, it is kind of time consuming to take two and then take another two. That's why when I start stitching some larger area, I have a few needles with the same floss color, so that I just finish one and continue to another. The pattern itself has 54 colors, but there are a few blends which I organized this not so visually pleasant way, but it works for me, and since I'm the only one who stitches, who cares? So it has maybe 10 blends, but some of them are already out because they were mostly used once again in the grapes and in the face of the baby, say baby Jesus or baby boy. I haven't started on the face of the Madonna herself, but I'm not gonna be moving to this part yet, at least in this decade. I am kind of torn between these two sides. They are more or less even at this point, and I like to do it this way. I like to move from side to side in this particular case. So I don't know, maybe I'm gonna be focusing on the blue since it's winter outside and kind of correlates with the theme of the season, or maybe I'm gonna move with the green. I still don't know. Actually, in reality, I love green color, but when it comes to cross stitch, I'm not really fond of it. But it doesn't matter much because I do enjoy the process of stitching. In this pattern, I forgot to say that it is, I believe, over 60% through. Well, there is still much to be done. Hopefully the 2026 is gonna be the year of Madonna with grapes. Other than that, we'll see how much progress I'll manage to make on this piece during this hectic festive moment. I've been cheating, I must admit. I know that at the beginning of the decade, I told you that I'm gonna be working in one of the sides of this marvelous piece, the Madonna with grapes. That I'm gonna be moving either to the left or to the right, but then the holidays came and I didn't have that much time as I would like to dedicate to this piece. Even though it is extremely simple and well thought out project, the pattern, the chart is exceptionally well thought out. However, I wanted to show some noticeable progress, and I gave 1,500 stitches to this kit, and I've been working on the background. This whole part, it is done in like chocolate brown. I mean, it looks a lot more see-through on camera than it is in real life. So, and I think after washing, the canvas is going to shrink a little bit, so it's not going to be that noticeable. After all, you can always add a darker background after when you decide to frame the piece, so the stitch is not going to be that see-through. And even if they are, I still like it, and I think it has its own charm. So yeah, as I was saying, I was planning to work either on the Madonna shoulder or on the green background, but I chose the easiest way and I started filling in this brown background. Well, after all, you have to do it anyway, and I thought that postponing it to after I finish all the juiciest parts, it's gonna be boring and it might delay the finished result. That's why I did it this time. Maybe in the next decade I'm gonna show you something better. Maybe I'm gonna move to the face of the Madonna, but I'm still afraid that after I finish the face I would be again reluctant or quite bored to move on with the less exciting parts. Let's put it that way. As you can see, I put it into my largest Q snaps. Actually, I think these are the only Q snaps that I have, and they are the largest I could find, and this means that this project is gonna be moving till the end. I have this sort of approach when I reach a certain part of the project, maybe a certain percentage. Usually when it's like 10,000 stitches left, I start to eliminate color by color. There's in the program that I use, you have this function when you can sort all the colors from the most numerous to the least numerous and vice versa. I use from the least numerous to the most numerous floss colors, and then I eliminate one by one. For instance, if I have like two stitches of white colors, I eliminate and then I proceed with another. But then I mix them. I do like 3 of the least numerous colors and move to the most. I don't know if you understand what I mean, but when I'm gonna reach that part, I'm gonna show it to you, visualize it so that it is easier to understand. But anyway, this project it deserves to be finished in 2026, and I believe that I hope that I'm gonna be able to manage it, because it's been in my work since 2021, and it isn't that difficult to stay in my whips for that long. Another piece I'll be working on this December. By the end of the year, it's gonna be Flowers of Joy by Dimensions. It is also a gold collection. This is how much already done. I started it probably back in 2022 or 2023. I don't actually remember. As you can see, I braided the floss, but I have separate organizers for this floss too. I take some 1 or 2 strands of the color and then I transfer it to the organizer, but my organizers are so messy, so I don't want to put them on the display. The moment I saw this pattern, I fell in love with it. Actually, it is a restart because I started it because I had a digital pattern and I didn't have a kit, so I kitted it myself. And I started stitching it. Probably I had maybe 10%. I think I started from the center, and maybe I had 10% done. I don't know why. The colors I chose were also vibrant, but for some reason I wanted to have an original pattern for this kit. It is so colorful. It is so pleasant to stitch. I do like orange and reds and what purples. I don't like the green colors, as I said, but I think that most of the greens are out. Maybe a few here and there will be scattered around the canvas, but other than that, yeah, it's just this burst of color that is left to enjoy. Also, I am torn between the last time I stitched. I remember I was working in this area, so I kind of want to continue working here, but on the other hand, I'm torn between finishing this part, because probably it's like, let's look at the pattern. So I'm here. Oh, this is such a lovely yellow rose. Yes, I'm gonna be definitely working in this area. I finally made up my mind while talking to you. So I'll be working here. As I said, I started the self-made kit, and I didn't want to continue it, and then I got myself this one as a present for one of my birthdays. That's the best present, the best gift that you can give to a cross stitcher or another kit. So yeah, hopefully I will have enough time to finish this part. So we'll see in 10 days. Here comes yet another dimensions kit that I've been working on this decade. It is also absolutely gorgeous, and it is so easy to move on with, to proceed with. I must say that this project got a little over 1,000 stitches, including back stitch, half stitch, and full stitches, and it is already 52% through. So in some near future, we're gonna see a finish, hopefully. As I promised, once again, I was working in this part. So even though there aren't corners per se, but I know that I have already reached the third corner. So the bouquet becomes more and more beautiful. My primary focus was this golden, maybe yellowish golden rose. It contains so many shades of brown that you couldn't even imagine that the outcome would be like this. One of the peculiarities of this kit that I observed is that, unlike most gold collection dimensions, there isn't much of half stitch. There are only a bit of half stitch scattered around the pattern, just to outline, to give some shading to the bouquet. And the rest is full stitch and back stitch. However, the main theme, the main trick of dimensions is the dimensions that the picture gives out. And in this case, it is achieved not through the mixture of half stitch and full stitch, but through the number of strands that you use. For instance, this part is done in 2 strands, but this one and the lighter colors are done in 3 strands, and it gives that beautiful, so like 3D like effect. I must say I enjoyed this kit, and considering the fact that this is the holiday season, I didn't think that I'm gonna have enough time to work on all of my processes that I promised, but I managed, and I'm very happy, and I hope you like my progress, because I think it is quite evident, and that was something that I was striving for. When I was filming my whips, works in progress. I forgot about this. I would say that it is a doll. It is a beaded piece from Wonderland Crafts. It is also a Ukrainian brand. They produce all sorts of beaded ornaments. They are not just Christmas ornaments. They are like Easter ornaments and just everyday ornaments. So I started this doll because I had this plan to finish one small piece each month, and by the end of the year I would have at least 12 pieces to decorate my Christmas tree with. But as you can see, my intent failed without even starting properly. That is why I think that if I'm not gonna finish the winter lantern, maybe I'll manage to finish this lovely doll. Unfortunately, I don't have a preview at hand because I probably have thrown it out because I didn't need it. Well, I have the pattern paper chart and I'm gonna use it. I don't like using digital patterns for beading because it doesn't seem that sufficient. The kit itself had this back piece, so after I finish, I'm just gonna glue the back side, and it's gonna look something like this. Also, when I was showing you my collection of the unused kits so far. Well, actually, when I was showing you my collection, I showed a few of these plastic Christmas tree ornaments. They are designed by a Ukrainian brand, Colorful. I don't know if maybe you can scan the code and check it out. Maybe they deliver all over the world, but I bought it when I was still back in Ukraine. So I want to show you what's inside the kit, and I plan to stitch. Well, it's the instruction. It also says that it has a video instruction on how to compile the pattern. So these are all the pieces that it comes with, that the ornament will consist of. It has probably 6 pieces of plastic canvas. It's like 2 for each side. I mean 1 for each side. So it's gonna be a 3D ornament. I'm not sure if I'm gonna finish it in this decade, but I'll try. Well, the pattern is something like this. I'm not gonna be showing you all of the patterns because of the copyright. I'll show you what the kit consists of. It has, I'm sorry, I shook the stand. It has 2 larger beads, some smaller beads, some regular glass beads, and some, oh, I remember, these they are used to give dimension. You put them in between the plastic pieces and they add the dimension to the ornament. 2 needles and floss for beading. So this is how it looks like, and well, the end result will look magnificent because, you know, the picture never describes cross stitch, especially when it comes to beaded pieces. It doesn't require that much effort and time put into it because the pieces are quite small. So we'll see. Who knows? Maybe next time we'll meet. I'll show you a ready piece. I've been working on this Christmas tree decoration ornament, which is called Blizard. I know, I knew that I'm not gonna finish it because it is seemingly small piece, but it consists of 6 different parts and they are quite time consuming, plus I'm using a paper chart because there is no digital pattern, which also kind of slows down the process. This is how I'm doing it. I cross the stitched parts with a marker as not to get lost where I'm stitching. As you can see, the pattern itself isn't that difficult. It's just the beading and the floss. So it just, in my case, I was doing the beading together with the floss. So I suppose this is the bottom part, the largest of 3. Here it has a mixture of 2 colors, so floss, beading, like these pearly. Sorry, my dog is disagreeing with me about something. So the full floss and half stitch also gives dimension to it. This is the top part. This is the smallest part. It looks so great. I mean, the camera never captures the beads the right way, but it looks like jewelry. When you put it aside, it just glows like real jewelry. I hope I'm not gonna run out of this color because I made a mistake. There was supposed to be a lighter blue color in the middle, but then I was stitching together with the beads and I didn't want to frog it, so I just decided to leave it be. And if anything, I'll find something in my stash, in my floss bank. And this is, doesn't want to focus. This is the middle part of this ornament. That's the chart I was showing you. It goes the pale blue floss and these emerald rainbow colored beads. So I have almost one side finished, but I haven't cut it out yet. I didn't have the time and the desire, actually. I think I'm not gonna finish it by the New Year's, but maybe, who knows. It is actually not that difficult, and it's absolutely gorgeous to look at. But as you can see, the colors on the preview and the colors in real life, when it comes to the floss color and maybe the beads, I think in here it's more yellow and the beads are like golden, but in the kit came with silvery beads. I don't mind it. It's fine by me. I think it still looks magnificent. The most difficult and then the hardest part is to assemble this piece. And without further ado, I'm glad to introduce to you my newest finish. I don't know if it has a name. Hold up, I'm gonna check. Because I don't have a preview for this. No, it's just a bird, but I call it a dove. I finished it in one evening. It is fully beaded. There isn't any floss, and I already attached the back side, so it is ready to go on my Christmas tree. But I haven't found the decorative ribbon to put it onto. It is also extremely easy to work with. If you like to work on the canvas are wooden, and They came lighter, like natural wood color, but then I painted them with a special solution for wood that gave it some kind of a toning. So yeah, this is how my doll looks like. I love these pieces from Wonderland Crafts, but there's been a bit of disappointment. I ran out of beads. I ran out of these white beads. On camera they look like regular, like here you can see a bit of a pearly coat to them, because in reality they look a lot shinier, and I ran out of those white beads. Honestly, for all the years and kids that I've been stitching from Wonderland Crafts, it is the first time that I encountered a problem like that. But luckily, I had some leftovers from another kit, the same white beads, because they use the same brand of beads, which is probably Czech beads, Preciosa. I don't know how they are called. So yeah, that was a bit of disappointment for me, because I was finishing this part and I found out that I don't have enough beads. Other than that, I have some leftovers. It means some great leftovers. I don't know what happened to these. Are the beads I took from my bead stash. I don't know why it happened. Well, nevertheless, the end result looks gorgeous, and I'm happy to have another finish at the end of this year. I don't know, I think that many people don't count such small pieces as finishes, but I do. Finish is a finish. And this doll is gorgeous. The last decade of the year has run its course, and I'm happy with everything I've been able to do this year and this month in particular. This month is actually very significant to me. This is the month that I've started sharing my hobby, my passion and obsession with you. And I want to thank all of you for all the support that you've shown me over this month, and I hope for the month to come. I haven't hoped to find such a welcoming and friendly community. I haven't hoped to find so many friends and same-minded people who are as captivated and obsessed with cross-stitching as I am. And I hope that we're gonna move into the new year together, and that there are a lot of great things and new projects ahead of us, and actually dying to share my starts with you. I'm so excited. I haven't been that excited in a while, maybe since the time I started stitching, and I discovered that you can have more than just one project in your works. So yeah, thank you once again. Since this is the last video in 2025, I want to wish you a happy new year and a happy new 2026. I hope that this upcoming year is going to be filled with happiness, joy, love, peace, and everything just positive and beautiful. And I hope that all of your wishes come true. I wish you to have a lot of time, enough time for your favorite hobby, if you have more than one, for your favorite hobbies, for your loved ones, for yourself. Also, I want to wish you health, because this is one of the most important but very often underrated things in our lives. So yeah, Happy New Year!